Hello, nurse.
Hi.
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 Guess who's coming to dinner?
It's us. Your weird ass.
Yeah.
You never call.
I'm so happy to be here.
You're giving very librarian sexy today.
Thank you. You know, I'm trying to teach the kids about life. You know what I mean?
And cardigans.
Sometimes this is what it takes. You know.
Sweater meat.
How do we go from this to this? You know what I'm saying? That's right.
God, I wish I had known. I would have brought a little chicken.
And that's how you do it. And these kind of distract from my cowlick situation in the back.
That's a good move. That's always my move.
Mm-hmm.
As someone who doesn't really have boobs, but always had a big old butt.
What are you talking about?
I mean, I have average B's, you know what I mean? But I never, pulled in the, C pluses.
Yeah.
I was, always jealous of the girls who didn't have to worry about anything up top.
Yes.
They were just like, ba-bam!
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
You know.
The sweater meat dolls.
Exactly.
Yep.
Big goals. Anyways, we are here to celebrate, well, sweater meat always, but more importantly.
Yeah. Continually.
Our 150th episode.
Oh my gosh, let me get my cocktail.
Can we believe it?
Can you believe we finally hit 150?
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Should all the acquaintance.
What is this? Our something-tennial?
Our sesquicentennial.
Our sesquicentennial.
Yes, ma'am.
So centennial is 100.
Yep.
And
sesqua is half.
Sesqua is half.
Yeah, and she didn't even take Latin in high school.
Girl, what? How is that possible?
Because I'm a witch.
I know, but I'm just saying, how is it possible you didn't take Latin?
I know, and my high school offered it.
What?
I know.
You would have been so
I
good.
know. I would have been so insufferable.
Oh, yeah.
Even more than I already was.
I think that's probably why the universe was like, no, Lord, no, can't have that happen.
She's got to take French.
Exactly.
She's got to take French. And
what are French?
Yeah, it was bad enough I was going around saying croissant.
They were like, it's a crescent roll from Pillsbury.
Did you just say croissant? Ew.
This is the most unbearable shit children would do.
Yeah.
I was such an unbearable child when it came to smoking. I would just scream at smokers and be like, you're going to die. I was terrible.
You're literally Addie from American Horror Story Murder House. You're going to die in there.
That's literally what I was doing to my family. Also my loved ones.
That's so funny.
And I was like, this will stop them. And I was like, no, this will just stress them out more. So they're going to smoke more.
You know what? It's very like her
was big. I was
just being an insufferable nerd.
Yes.
Which is something you and I have in common.
It's true. We are insufferable nerds. But I will say, unlike many of the insufferable nerds that are portrayed in the movies, I was only medium smart.
Yeah.
And I think that's actually part of what...
Same. I came to high school right after my sister graduated.
Oh, yeah.
And my sister was a straight A student.
Of course she was.
Shouts
to
Anna.
Her. Yes.
Yeah, and now she's doing what the girls should have did at the gig.
Yes.
But I came in, and all my teachers are like, oh, you're Anna's sister?
Mm-hmm.
We expect great things from you.
Fuck.
Yeah, not any pressure at all.
Exactly.
And I felt great hearing that.
I think we were the insufferable nerds who were medium smart. And I just don't think there's enough time spent on nerds who aren't that smart.
Yeah, where's the representation?
Do you know what I'm saying? Because people think nerds are all really smart. And I was like, I'm not saying we're not smart in our own way.
It's
I think we are. But...
It's like thinking all gay people are nice.
Oh, yeah. We all know that's
Look at us.
True.
Yeah.
We're like those old guys in a box theater at the Muppets. What are their names?
Yeah, I don't know, but they're like, oh, ho, ho.
Yes. I don't know, like Wolford and Brimley or something. I don't fucking remember.
Yeah. All I can think of is Marley and Marley.
Yes.
Or Marley and Marley. Oh!
We're actually just going to reenact a Muppet Christmas Carol for our 150th episode.
It's taken us less than 5 minutes to once again devolve into musical theater.
What was the line, the opening one? In Muppet Christmas Carol.
Oh, from the whole show?
Yeah. Jacob was dead to begin with, or something. It was really dramatic.
Jacob was dead to begin with. I think that's what it was.
I'm really glad.
Or dead the whole time. Jacob was dead the whole time.
I'm really glad I have the space in my brain for this. If you know, comment in the chat or comment on Instagram. But don't give any context.
Wherever you find love, it feels like Christmas.
Oh, the giant is the best.
Yeah. Oh no, he was good.
He's the best.
Yeah.
Come, know me better, man.
Yeah, he was like a really interesting mix between Santa, Bacchus, and the Green Man. It was very pagan Christmas.
It was very pagan
and I was
Christmas.
here for it.
Yeah.
Very pagan Christmas.
Yeah. I didn't like the Ghost of Christmas Future, or Past. She was creepy. She was that like weird thing.
The doll, and she was underwater. That's how they got that effect.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that was terrifying.
Yeah, it really was.
I was like, bring a Muppet on.
It was not a porcelain doll, a drowned porcelain doll. Rethink this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also like rethink Michael Caine as Scrooge.
It was such a tone like cognitive dissonance.
Yes.
There was like the rest of the movie, and then there was Michael Caine playing it absolutely deadpan.
Just fucking straight as fuck.
Yeah.
Just like, no, this is the role of my life.
Yeah.
Like,
which at best was like kind of like funny in the uncomfortable laughter.
Right.
And then at worst is like shouting at a Muppet that he's fired.
As he like shakes in his boots.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so strange.
And a bunch of rats run around. Like it was so bizarre.
Yes.
Anyways, and it wasn't made with the sense of irony that they would have been made, like Sharknado.
Yes. Well, the clerks will have plenty of time looking for coal for the furnace in the unemployment line. Yeah, exactly. This is not a Christmas Carol, a Muppet Christmas Carol recap show.
Or
hear us out.
Is it? And plot twist.
It is.
It is our 150th episode, but I think it's perfect
so we do what we want
to do our topic for this particular episode, because this particular episode is about decision making.
Ooh, sexy topic. Right out of the gate.
I think so.
Yeah.
And our biggest decision tonight, which we will not reveal until we get to the end, is, are we going to continue the dish? Right? Because that's the ultimate decision.
Oh, yeah.
For 150 more episodes.
I've got it right here in a little envelope, and we're going to open it at the end of the show. Yeah.
And we open it up, and it's just Michael Caine.
Yeah.
Like, really fucking serious.
On a tiny video screen.
Yes, I love it. I love it. But no, decision making. So it was actually kind of cool because we were talking about kind of in relationships.
Yeah. Where
decision making falls. You know, is it work for you? Is it relief for you when you don't have to make decisions?
Do you trade off?
Painful?
Yes.
Right. And really, we were just talking about being control freaks.
That's what it ultimately came down to, because there's a certain trust that comes with all aspects of a relationship, and you have to trust another person to let them make the decision. Because, you know, here's a scenario, okay? Hypothetical scenario. You love your partner, but they're horrible at planning. Mm. And they have expressed a need to feel like trusted, valued, to make a decision every once in a while, right? So you've fallen into a mode where you're the good planner, and so you normally make the decisions as a matter of course, right? But it has come up occasionally when you, like, you know, when you have this little box of resentments, and they just like, what about this one, in the course of a conversation?
Yep.
And so decision making comes up, and they're like, well, you never let me plan anything. And it was like, fuck, now I have to let them plan something.
Oh, that's true.
And I have to be, yeah, you do. That's what that means. And you have to be okay with the perhaps likelihood that it's not going to go the way you want.
Oh my God, no. Yeah, that's really difficult.
That's tough.
You have to do it. And then you have to have the sense of humor and like the comfort and trust to just be like, well, that was a fucking fail. I'll never forget.
And you have to hold some of that to yourself.
Oh, yeah. But I don't. I'm so sorry. I have a good example with an ex because obviously we didn't make it.
Yeah.
But, because I make fun of them.
You just drop an invite on their calendar that just says post-mortem.
Yes. We're going to digest this. But it was a particularly hilarious birthday situation where they planned to get me a birthday massage. And they had heard from a white woman at work, which is always a good place to go. If
it's already starting out great.
Named Karen from HR, that there was this place to go in Columbus, and it was really cheap massages because it was like a Chinese medicine school.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like, no notes, love that.
Yeah.
Love Eastern medicine, team Eastern medicine. So I'm gonna go. So we go, and the massages are not that discounted, for the record. And it's the weirdest fucking thing. My masseuse is not good, and also individually names all of the muscles he's touching as he's touching them and thanks them for releasing. And then
Oh, that's very interesting.
It was and not good, and he talked all the time. He's super weird, and one like, so I'm going to show you my tattoos, because he saw mine. And then my partner's massage therapist was also not good at massaging, and also tried to convince them that breast milk cured cancer.
Oh, great.
So, we leave there, and then the other gift they got me was new wine glasses, and they opened them up from shipping, and all of them had broken but one.
Oh, no.
So I sat there with my one wine glass and this terrible massage We went and got like burritos after at North Mar.
Just picture you surrounded by shattered glass. That's a tarot card.
Yes.
And you're holding the one unbroken glass, just like.
And all my muscles are labeled.
Yeah.
It was very strange.
Yeah.
Anyways, we had a ball.
And thanked.
We had yeah. And he'd whisper it, so he'd be like, "So."
No, I don't need all that. It's very distracting.
It was. The lights were this bright. Like, it was not a massage.
Wasn't even relaxing.
It was a massage for them to learn about the body. So anyways, it was hilarious. But again, we had a blast, and we talked about it, and it was actually this, like, running joke at that point, because I opened up the wine glasses, and they're just like, fucking kill me. Like, what am I doing?
By then, it's just like, the day's over.
Right. But honestly, we had a blast talking about it and going to lunch after and just being like, well, you're not allowed to do anything with the planning anymore. Yeah. It was also something that was low risk.
Yes.
You know, like it wasn't.
Well,
like
that's the thing
somewhere.
is, if you can, if you find yourself to be in this hypothetical scenario we've posed, I would recommend that you pick something where the stakes are pretty low.
That's true.
Don't have them plan the 3-week retreat to Uruguay.
Banff.
I don't know. Yeah.
I secretly want to go on a yoga retreat to Banff.
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 Just love you said it.
I fucking love Banff. Anyways, I struggle with letting go because I am an absolute control freak. So I love to be the decision maker, but I also love being taken care of and having things planned for me. So I'm really annoying.
Oh, that's a catch-22. Yeah. So another dynamic that does show up for me is I feel like some of the weight of responsibility in my day-to-day life. Mm-hmm. And so I would really like to relinquish some of that to somebody else who can just make plans. And I don't have a lot of parameters. What I really love is when somebody is like, hey, give me the top 3 things on your vision board. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Some very loose parameters about the experience. And then it's like, what are you feeling like? You know?
Yeah.
Do you want something elaborate? Do you want something intimate? Do you want something quiet? Do you want something lively? That kind of stuff.
Right.
And then, I'm feeling like this and this. And, and the rest I don't care about. And then it's just like, we have plans.
Yes.
On Saturday night.
I love that.
And this is what we're doing.
I need to get better at that. I need to get better at that because I feel like I'm always planning. You know, and I don't want to, but I also need to like let go of some of that like need to know like, okay, like what am I wearing and blah, blah, blah. And it's also like interesting depending on the market I'm in because I'm like, I don't know. Oh my God. One time I had a surprise in Miami and I thought it was in Fort Lauderdale. And you may think that's very similar, but the dress code in those two places is very different.
Yeah.
So I wore boot pasties, a sheer bodysuit with snakes embroidered on it.
And inline skates.
Yeah.
You're literally the Speedo guy Bob's Burgers.
What is that Andrew Lloyd Webber? Oh, fuck, with the roller skates?
Oh.
Starlight Express!
Yeah, I wasn't going to get that one.
I was cast as an extra in Starlight Express.
Nice.
So, and then I'm in like heels and a little purse, and the heels are snakeskin, and the purse is snake. It was a vibe.
You're an extra in the birdcage.
And then I show up in Fort Lauderdale, and like people fall over on the street. Like it's very flattering.
Yeah.
People are like, "Who is she?" Oh, and my purple fur again, low key, because I thought we were going to Miami.
This outfit is a serve.
It is a serve in Miami, but in Fort Lauderdale, it is a sex worker.
Yeah.
Also a serve.
They were like, you do know Burning Man is on the other side.
Right.
The continent, right?
There's just these like lovely women in like white jeans from Chico's, like being like, honey.
Yeah.
Fort Lauderdale's different.
It's your mom meeting me for the first time and seeing me with purple hair and going, so honey, do you have a job?
First of all, my favorite part about that meeting is you showed up straight from a burlesque show.
I did. I was in a gown.
You were in a gown and your purple hair was long.
And an ostrich feather up to here.
Yes. And then my mom was so nervous about saying the wrong thing after meeting you because she found you so lovely. But the next day we were chatting with some third party and I said, oh, she's my best friend with purple hair. And my mom goes, I didn't notice her hair was purple. Because my mom had suppressed everything about you that was unique because she didn't want to say the wrong thing.
I mean, that's one way. That's one way to, like, try to see someone for who they are and only seeing the parts that meet with your, like, frame of respectability. That might not be fair to your mother.
I think it is.
But I think something was happening there.
Or she was temporarily blind. Like, I have no idea. It was so bizarre.
Yeah. Well, I'm very dazzling.
You are dazzling.
So it's hard to remember a lot when you're talking to me because...
you don't have to tell me. I can't remember 149 episodes.
You're like, I don't even remember being in this basement for the last 4 years.
I know. I live here.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Wow. How did we get here?
I mean,
the dish.
Never know.
Yeah.
It's been quite the journey.
Mm-hmm.
So, girl, do you have your decision? Because we have 12 more minutes, and then we have to reveal to the audience.
I was going to milk this suspense for all it's worth.
We will till the end of the episode.
Oh no, I have my answer.
Okay.
Oh no, this is like the moment where like they like tease the ending,
yes.
And then they're like, let's hear from a word from our sponsors. You know?
Yes.
Like,
yeah, like the local news. Like, is this pine saw going to kill your children? Tune in at 11.
Maybe.
Yeah.
More on that at 11.
Yes, if they eat it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm glad you made your decision. I'm still musing.
Mewing?
Okay.
I think musing. I think musing.
Anyways, we were talking about decision making with a friend of ours who recently cohabitated for the first time in a while. And I think we're kind of talking about decision making when it comes to plans.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think there's something to be said about decision making in the home.
Yeah, say more about that.
You know, I think there is role delegations that we assign to ourselves, even in gender or in habit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, I like to do this the least, or I like to do this the most.
Yeah.
Or, well, not the most, but like, this bothers me the least.
Yeah, like separation of duties.
Yeah.
Like, you handle this, I'll handle this. This is something we
yes.
need to make a joint decision on.
Right, like spheres of control and decision making. So, like, house stuff is one of those things where it's like, okay, like, what is the level where you join in on the decision making?
Yeah.
You know, is it a monetary level? Is it like a project level? I'll give an example. My partner decided to buy us new toilets.
Unilaterally?
Unilaterally.
Oh, see.
And I flipped out. And I would also like to point out, these toilets are awesome.
Oh, good.
They're awesome toilets.
That was one of those pregnant pauses where I really didn't know which way it was going to go.
They're awesome.
Okay,
but
good.
I got home from work and they were like, oh my God, I'm basic news. I'm getting us toilets. And they're just going on, and they met a guy, and they're going to do this, and they already got the consult. It's happening this week, or happening next week, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I am like that SpongeBob kid, the kid in the SpongeBob pants at picture day. Like, I'm just like, I'm so furious.
Yeah.
And they're like, what's... And I was like, did you ever think that you might want to talk to me?
About the toilets?
About the toilets?
That we use every day? Yes. Yeah.
And it was just this like light bulb moment for them. So they're hilarious because they're like, oh yeah, I'm like new to this partnership. This is early on.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm making this decision.
Yeah.
And it's a great decision. And it was the right decision.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was right before a holiday where a bunch of people were going to come stay at the house and nobody needs a toilet going out.
No.
On a holiday.
No.
And, you know, again, it was the toilets that came with the builder.
Truths.
Like, you know, you're just kind of whatever. But these were really nice toilets. Mm-hmm. I mean, and it was this really interesting conversation because I was like, I love the decision you made.
Mm-hmm.
I'm for the decision you made.
Yeah.
I'm mad I wasn't part of the decision that would have been the same.
Yeah. And it's hard to know because you do have to kind of suss some of that stuff out.
Yeah.
Like, you know, not to take all the sexiness out of relationships, but, you know.
I just talked about buying toilets.
So we were on a path. But there's a management framework. Yeah, we're going in. You know how I'd love to do SWOT analyses with tarot.
You do love to do SWOT analyses.
So I'm going to talk about management frameworks for relationships. So there was a training I was in where they talked about the decision tree. Decision tree.
Yes.
And it's like, is this decision that we're making, is it I think it was like 4 things. Is it a trunk, a branch, a leaf, or a root?
Ah.
And it's like the magnitude of the decision, right? And depending on what the magnitude of the decision is, you need to involve more people or different people in different ways. And the idea is that, like, does everyone know how decisions are made? And, you know, this is like for a whole organization or a department within an organization, right? Mm-hmm. But I think this also translates to relationships, which is like, is getting a new toilet, are getting new toilets a root, a trunk, a branch, or a leaf?
Okay.
They're certainly not a leaf.
No,
they're bigger than that.
No, but I'd say they're a branch.
Yeah, I would say they're a branch too.
Yeah.
Oh. We agree on a lot.
Lost my mind.
About
the branch.
About understanding the branch. Like, you don't have to talk about it very much before you're like, yep, it's a branch.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You know.
Yeah.
So does where it falls on the tree affect how the decision is made and who's involved?
Yeah, because, like, I would argue in this framework that we're making up right now that leaves are the kinds of things that you can make independent of one another.
Okay. And
right.
maybe branches are like consultative.
Yeah.
Decision making?
Yeah. Like, if you were going to decide, we're out of toilet paper, and the place we normally get toilet paper from, the toilet paper's been discontinued. Mm-hmm. So I need to get a new type of toilet paper. That, to me, would be a leaf. Yeah. Someone tells me, oh, they don't carry it anymore, I had to pick another kind of toilet paper, here you go.
Yeah.
I'd be like, fine.
Yeah.
A toilet? Like, the thing you use every day? Like, you kind of want to make sure that that's going to be comfortable for both of you.
Yes. And I think for me, I tie it, especially with the home, to like financial amounts. Mm-hmm. So, like, if there's a comma.
Yeah.
Right?
I'd like to talk about it.
I'd like to talk about it.
Yeah.
If there's 2 digits before the comma, I'd like to have a meeting about it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
With an agenda.
Yes. We will be using Robert's rules.
Yes.
And I have brought someone to do the minutes.
And there's never a quorum. Because it's just the 2 of us.
I just bring my dog.
Yeah, right.
Who always votes in favor of me.
Yeah.
Because he is my dog.
Girl, this is one of those moments where I realize this show is truly just for us. and maybe the one person who I'm almost sure I know who's watching.
Well, you know what? Dear live viewer, cheers to you.
Yeah.
Whoever you are.
Dear live viewer.
Whoever you are.
We may have seen you very recently, in fact. If my suspicion is correct.
I'm seeing if anyone texted me that they're watching. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, no. I think it's a good question around, just division of labor. But I also think there's decision-making where, as you get more mature in a partnership, in any relationship, you kind of, I don't know, I've been thinking about this concept of compromise, which I know we've covered when it comes to decision-making. Mm-hmm. And I think for me, sometimes decision-making is a real burden because of what I do during the day, to your point. So I just want everything to be done for me. But also, I am attracted to people whose love language is decision-making that they don't have to do. Mm-hmm. Because I am very adept at it and swift at it. But I'm also a bigger picture person. Yeah. So, for example, when I book a trip, if it's a surprise, I really struggle with, I'll plan it. I'll get the flights. I'll get the hotel, blah, blah, blah. And then I get down to, like, where are we having breakfast on the 3rd day? And I have a meltdown.
Yeah, I get that.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because you're like overloaded. Yes.
I can do the big stuff. Mm-hmm. I am my family's travel agent. Like, I book my wife, I book my dog, I book every single person in my orbit. Like, I just do. Like, that's the thing. I'm like, you need a flight, you need this, I got you. Here we go. This, that's fine.
You were pretty much our travel agent for everyone that you had to your wedding.
Which truly was.
Yeah, which was really, really helpful. Because it was in a place most of us hadn't been to. So It's like, do what you want, but if you want to save yourself a lot of time, take it from someone who goes there regularly.
And perhaps a felony conviction, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Just protect yourself. So, yeah. But I think there's an element of that. But again, in that, I made recommendations for things, but I wasn't like, and this is where we're doing breakfast, and this is where we're doing, like, because I cannot get into that. I get super overwhelmed. I just get super overwhelmed by that, and I can't. But everybody's different, you know what I mean? So I think for me, my decision-making in the macro I can do. Mm-hmm. If we get into the minutia, I get super fucking overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I'm a big picture person, and I've always been that way. And it's weird because I'm also pretty, like, high energy and high anxious. And I don't think people associate that. They're like, oh, do you obsess over the details? I'm like, no.
Well, there's there's lodging, and then there's travel, and then there's, like, if you know what the main experiences you're going for are, that's another layer. And then there's the layer of, like, what are we going to do in between that?
Right. Well, and I think...
what meals do we want to schedule, and what meals do we want to leave spontaneous?
Yeah.
There's, like, so many layers of it.
I'm going to come for the Columbus, Ohio food scene right now, which if you are friends with me, you know. But one of my favorite parts of coming to the Midwest, generally, even Chicago, okay, was the accessibility of the food scene. So we'd come here and we'd be able to just kind of bop around. Yeah, there's some places you needed reservations, but you could generally get a spot at the bar and they could squeeze you in. This town is becoming so inaccessible when it comes to that stuff that I think this is where partially my frustration comes in. So like I just booked a trip to New York and every meal is planned. I'm on 4 different wait lists for 3 different dinners, like because it's New York and that's just the game you have to play. It's fucking Gladiator. It's insane. When I come here, or I come to a smaller city, or even when I'm in fucking West Palm, and I'm like, how do I, you know what I mean? And it's just kind of this like, when I'm in West Palm, I get it. It's touristy. It's all the Europeans. It's whatever. When I'm here, I don't know. There's like an approachability and a comfortability with the food scene here that doesn't exist. So now when I come, I have to like, all right, I'm going to make all my reservations if I want to go to any of the places I want to go.
Yeah. Well, and it is getting busier, so...
I do think it's getting busier here.
Yeah, so you do have to plan ahead a little bit more, unless you're dropping into a spot that you know is consistently not busy. And...
delicious.
I can only think of a couple of those. Which are... for me, dear viewer.
Oh, you're not even going to share! Because
No.
you want him to say slow.
Yes! Not that I think, like...
All right, what's your go-to Columbus
the media is
fave?
going to get a handle of it.
I think they might. One viewer might go.
Right.
What is your like Columbus go-to?
Oh, Emmett's Cafe.
Where the fuck is Emmett's Cafe?
Emmett's Cafe is in a cute little building called the Open Air Building. It used to be the Open Air School. It was a tuberculosis school in the 1940s. And
it's still open?
It was right next to Tompkins where we used to live. And it's on Hudson and Neal.
Okay.
It's a very OSU spot.
Okay.
And I like to go there in the mornings on the weekdays because there's no line to speak of.
Okay.
It's not empty, but it's
slower.
Guaranteed you'll get a table. And it's cute food. It's a really cute atmosphere. They have like the design motifs of the 40s are still in the building. There's a lot of brick. There's a lot of stone.
Interesting.
And there's a lot of like pottery with plants. It's super cute. It looks like the background you'd see on like a lo-fi jazz YouTube playlist. Yeah, it's like that.
So what is a tuberculosis school? Like,
I don't really know, but
it's like open air.
It's a school for children who have tuberculosis. There are a ton of windows in the building because they were trying to get them like fresh air.
Weird.
Yeah, it's very weird.
That's awesome.
But now it is, it's like an event space on the second floor.
Okay.
It's got some artist studios on the first floor, which is super cool, next to the cafe.
Okay.
And then also on the first floor, there's the Understory Lounge, which is like a cute little happy hour. We've been there, actually. Remember Understory?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We went there. We saw a couple people we knew. We had some fried chickpeas. Cute.
That's that building?
That's that building, yeah.
Oh, I love that building.
Yeah. It's super cute, right? And then in the basement, they have Understory Commons, I think it's called, which is like an indoor-outdoor, like beer garden commissary type thing.
Oh.
It's cute. It's really cute.
Yeah, we've been there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We surely have.
Oh. All right. Well, my go-to is Club 185.
Yeah. Well, it's good. It's really good.
When I land and I need like anything.
You don't even know about those pigs in a blanket.
Oh my God.
You don't even know.
It's life-saving. And you know the founders are from Buffalo, so I have a...
Oh, that's great.
I have a little heart for them.
Yeah. A little connection there.
A little heart. On. A little heart on. But not a hard. Just heart on.
Look, I'm relevant.
Look at you. You did
Is
it.
that how you do it?
We did it, Joe.
No, wait. It's like that. There we go. We're learning.
She can learn. She can use tools, too.
It's so difficult. Yeah.
All right, so we are at time. It is 7:29.
We had to check to just make sure. It's 7:29.
There's a decision to be made. It's 7:30.
There's a discussion to be had.
There's a decision to be made, girl. So we are at 150.
Yeah.
This is your chance.
This is your chance.
To break up with me.
Live on the air.
Yes! Live on the air!
Live on the air. Live with no delay. I'm going to say that I would like to continue to do Covered Dish with you. Is that what your answer was going to be? Okay, all right, good. I was worried for a second. You had me worried. Oh my God, listen.
You know what? Our anxiety right now in the world is too low.
Yeah.
So I just thought I'd fuck with you.
Well, and we were just talking before this that there's been like change in literally every parts of our life. And so I was just like, this is going to be the moment. This is when she tells me.
Cheers.
Cheers. To another 150 of the dish.
I love you, girl.
I love you too. Oh. Don't get any weird ideas, viewers.
We love you too.
We only look like a lesbian couple.
Just take us to Home Depot.
That's right. Oh, where do we go from here? What are we going to do with our next 150 episodes?
Oh, I don't know. The one viewer, get in the chat. Cut it, post.
Will they ever cook again? No.
No.
No, they won't.
I still
We
think I
named
have
the show after the thing we haven't done for 3 years.
I still think I have a Vienna sausage can in my pantry. I'm going to look when I get home.
You should. Crack that baby open. Throw some unflavored gelatin in there.
It was so gelatinous.
Yeah, disgusting.
It was so gross. What did I make? Yeah, it was some sort of Jell-O mold.
You made us like a SpaghettiOs Jell-O mold.
I made a SpaghettiOs Jell-O mold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legends say those horrible pictures are still on my hard drive.
Legends say delete them.
Yeah.
I can never run for office.
That'll be the thing.
Yep,
Make sure that we can't run for
Certainly
office.
nothing else.
Right. Oh, well, on that note, you have plenty more to look forward to Tuesday nights at 7 p.m.
You've heard it here first.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on
Covered Dish. Come for the covered, stay for the dish.